Me fambulem na salon. Ecko Media TV don't come for unify, sensitize, and inform salon people. Me fambulem una aduo, una cabo and kusheo. Ecko Media online TV don't come ya so far we hello. We dey connect every voice and inside where you dey like my home and a brother. Bringing development. Ecko Media we strive for the best. We unify, sensitize, and inform everyone. Hey, yeah. We get political discussions, entertainment and sports if we get. The money sessions, Ecko morning show. We dey bring come to you. Ecko Media TV for development, nomination. Independent media house. We dey so and we dey strong. Ecko Media TV for development, nomination. You like you dey home and abroad. We dey so and we dey strong. We dey so for talk about wetin dey happen. Now we country salon. We dey give you the news. Wait for the use. We also dey talk about wetin dey happen. Now the media defeating the lies of the fake people. Religious discussions, newspaper review, we go bring all the hot topics where you want for know now. Ecko Media TV for development nomination.
Indeed, for development now we nation. The program now Ecko Morning Show. Today now the 23rd day of June 2026. That's why I go take welcome una to this second edition of the program where they come to you live from with Facebook and YouTube page. Well, Ecko Media, we don't put another we newspaper. Indeed, we are cooking something special for una also. As today we go talk about the civic issue. When I look at the civic issue, we see how the Miata Civic Center don't be transformed into something else. And we get the co-chairperson where we can talk to we today. In the advisory council when Mrs. Kate Kotiri Senge in this we all the four segments now we go get. He will come and talk to we waiting at the plans where he gets for the Miata Civic Center. Enroll as a musician and how best it will able help Sierra Leoneans for how we able to generate revenue, because the plan now for let them turn her into revenue generation. So una we want to do them marry them, una we ready for them big party then. Where me said something I go celebrate me big birthday party where Madam Kate can tell me waiting at the plans where then get in place. But before that, una all know say always you can get with gist. We see Honorable Mikhailo Mansare has been laid to rest. The place was really full yesterday, and we tell plenty thank you to the one that all will come on board. We appreciate everybody. When we use the word everybody is being appreciated. And of course, Ecko Media will be there yesterday as a media house. Follow we cover the scene. That's now His Excellency President Julius Maada Bio sit down there together with his wife. And other stakeholders then they sit down there. President Julius Maada Bio pay in final respect to Honorable Mansare where una see him and then put flowers in, and in wife also then put flower. We see a lot of dignitaries. That's now President Julius Maada Bio where they signed the condolence book. And it was really thin. But something will really catch the public attention or the public eye now this picture show sign of love and togetherness. Then can say now Pamberi Bokutin they done. Now we all they forget we the berry we hatchets then. We all know say Akisoya before in the chairman of the Sierra Leone People's Party, then we get one or two chairmots. But Panaberry, see, Akisoya in the laugh too high, and the smile was so conspicuous, where they able to tell out. And you don't see that smile. We see her also with the former chairman, where they all two been the interact. Now that smile, Aki any side. In fact, the day where Akisoya they become president of the Republic of Sierra Leone, now in teeth and the smile, now in get for speak more of waiting it they do. If you see Aki vex, they smile. If you see Iopke, it they smile to you. That's not the leader of government business, himself been day. and plenty other dignitaries. Wanna see where see the Tunis self Mohamed Tunis himself the sign. We go pass through quickly. Wanna see the dignitaries we been there. Then the family, the Berry family where President Julius Maada Bio been they go and talk to them. We go pass through that's now the first family. Her Excellency himself been there. She wasn't too, where somebody go mourn. Fatima Bio una know and say it can left for laugh, but she never laughed. The Ibema system was never activated. It was, by then it was toned down. If na be Ibema thing, una know say it go laugh. But something really catch the public and the nation's eyes. Conspicuously, somebody been there will be absent. When I look up, this individual was conspicuously absent. And thank you, say Napaberi things came done. So this morning we get on the phone line. James Mansare we go tell we why the absence of Dr. Samura Martin Wisin Camara on a very special day where the All People's Congress team on. Good morning and welcome to Ecko Morning Show.
Good morning, Madam Moderator. Good morning to viewers all over the world.
All right.
This is James Mansare, the National Secretary Council of Affiliate Groups for Electoral Justice.
All right, so James, yesterday conspicuously we see say Dr. Samura Martin Wisin Camara not been there on seats. Tell we waiting at the rationale.
Thank you very much. Of course, we all know what happened at this nation. The national chairman of the All People's Congress 001, CEO 1 for the APC, 9 we lost, and as a party. This is a very difficult time. We are in with a man we regard to be will be the step, will be the move the party forward, or will be the spearhead the party, the All People's Congress. But it is dead. Now nature where nobody no go deny. It is natural. When it come, nobody no for question the Almighty God. As it don't happen, it don't be. And we go say, glory be to God. Now God 90 give and God 90 take. Coming to the question we ask, the absence of Dr. David Matthew Wilson Samura Camara. Yes, indeed. But in sometimes not to everything he go for be present.
But
just like I tell you about nature.
The question we want ask. James, the question where the nation want know is Dr. Matthew Wilson Camara day in town?
Of course, Dr. David Matthew Wilson Samura Camara they in town, but because of the political atmosphere, as we all know, what's in the happen at this country, the political tension, yesterday, because of that, and then also, Dr. Samura Camara, due to unavoidable circumstance, be making for attend that burial, but he been sent a high power delegation. Will also been present, and also then be make some donations, then be able to go do some presentation on that burial, will be make them able to represent Dr. Samura Camara.
All right, James, quickly as we get with guests inside the studio, you know if he say Napamberi case skin done, why if he say Dr. Samura Camara he decide not for go?
Oh yes, no matter how difficult it is when you don't get issued with somebody, but when it comes to burial, I think we can end all malice or whatever waiting to go wrong between two people. But in a case like this yesterday, of course, Dr. Samura Camara for being not attend a bury, because in fact he himself not ever get anything personal against the late man, owner Mr. Minkailu Mansarin, the national chairman of the All People's Congress. But due to unavoidable circumstance and the political atmosphere of our nation right now, it been decided for send in high power delegation for go represent her, right. As he also sympathize with the family of the All People's Congress.
James, lastly, waiting to Sierra Leoneans, Dr. Samura be don't talk say it afraid for in life. In this absence, you feel say a reason, if you say the All People's Congress party go hamam.
So the statement where it makes it Dr. Samura Camara be not say the afraid for in life to Sierra Leonean, I think that not come across to me yet, but in other words, everybody gets the law of life say my first self, myself first. You don't go say you don't go secure yourself. Security is a paramount something in a human life. So if he be make that statement, maybe I don't come across and for say, it is afraid for in life. Okay, let me come on it. Like I made mention previously, the political atmosphere of this nation, maybe enough permit Dr. Samuel Kamara for make any move for now for go any side because we are in the process of the tripartite and all other things that
All right.
are not too conducive for Dr. Samuel Kamara for make any move.
we left the tripartite. When I regret in absence na that funeral.
Well, yes, but as I indicate
All right, James.
due to unavoidable circumstance,
Since when I regret in absence, we will get back to you. Thank you very much for reaching out and talking to Ecko Morning Show.
God bless you. Thank you. Good talking to you, ma.
All right, thank you, sir. The program na Ecko Morning Show. Now, so we could take welcome on to this first segment as we just don't welcome we guests inside the studio where in your name na Madam Kate Coltiri Senge. The name too big, say me na country. But in Ikaya for let it talk about the Miata Civic Center where now then they try for transformer into something else. So this first segment, they can't talk to we waiting at the plans the way it gets us in at the co-chair advisory committee member. Waiting it gets for Terry. Good morning and welcome to Ecko Morning Show, Kate.
Good morning. Lovely to be here this morning.
All right. So Kate, when you were appointed co-advisory, how do you feel? How did the news get to you on that day?
Thank you for that question. I was honored. So just to explain a little bit about the structure of the Miata Civic Center Advisory Council. Obviously, the Miata Civic Center is a facility under the purview of the Ministry of Information and Civic Education. And when the minister was developing the vision that came from His Excellency the President to turn it into a place where people can really meet to participate in civic life, he wanted to make sure that that process was guided by a robust group of people who have expertise in civic life in different ways, whether from cultural and creative industries, civic and social impact, the business sector, technology. And so he asked us to bring together a council of people who could bring that expertise to bear on advising the ministry how to go about with this transformation. So I serve as co-chair alongside Mariama Anthony Williams, who's currently the country lead for the Tony Blair Initiative, and a set of other people from Sierra Leone and beyond who've been working together to advise the ministry, not just about the vision and the strategy for the future of the institution, but how it should be governed and managed, what should happen with the physical infrastructure, how to bring technology to bear to make it more accessible and inclusive to more people, and what kinds of engagements with the public are ultimately going to inform what happens inside that space.
Say, as a co-chair, vision is something very paramount to any development or any structural thing. What is your vision for Miata Civic Center?
So on the advisory council, we see ourselves as facilitators of kind of collective vision, if you will. So one of the first things that we did was to put out a survey so that we could hear from across members of the public, across different sectors of society. What does the public want from this space? And we got so many interesting responses back. So that public input has been the kind of foundation and baseline. We also, within our advisory council, developed different subcommittees. And one of them was a set of the advisors which was tasked with looking at this public input and really coming up with a vision for this space. And the vision for the space that's come out of that kind of collective advising is about a place that can be a kind of container for lots of different kinds of civic transformations. It can be a space, yes, for arts and culture, both our contemporary culture, maybe reflecting on our traditional culture and our heritage. It can be a space for memory keeping, for exhibitions about Sierra Leone. It can be a space for shaping the future, having a digital innovation hub there where young people can learn the skills of technology that help them solve problems with technology. And a host of other different ideas. You know, members of the public thought, hey, maybe we could have mindfulness and meditation workshops in here. Can we refurbish the kitchen that's in there so that we have cooking classes? Can we use the exterior parking lots for physical activity on the weekends or other kinds of, you know, healthy aspects of being a robust and active participant in civic life. So the vision that's come from His Excellency and been shepherded by the ministry and ultimately sort of defined by the Advisory Council is that it becomes this kind of physical convening space for civic life.
So culture is something that brings Sierra Leoneans together. If you're dancing right now, I want to dance with you. That's the major thing that really unites Sierra Leoneans. And your background is mostly cultural. How do you think your role as co-chair, bringing in culture into our space, will help Miata Civic Center grow into another multi-center wherein every national out of this country would love to come and celebrate culture in our land?
Yeah, and there are multiple members of the Advisory Council who have cultural, creative, music, fashion backgrounds. And so there are a number of us on the council who are really excited about the physical space for this kind of thing. One of the things that we need to make sure is possible is the physical infrastructure is at the state ready to host all kinds of cultural gatherings, whether traditional culture, arts and culture, organizational culture, growth, learning, training programs. And so we've been working to make sure that the physical infrastructure is getting upgraded. We're very happy that the Embassy of China has committed to helping put audiovisual equipment inside the main auditorium space so that we can get it to a place that has really high quality sound, visual display, all of that. And I think that we've also gotten different suggestions through the survey about what kinds of theater programs, music programs. Somebody was suggesting it would be nice to have the National Dance Troupe offer not just programs, but also classes, trainings to the public about some of our traditional cultural heritage. Miata Civic Center can be a space for all of those things.
So you, in your early submission, you spoke about the parking lots. How do you intend transforming the parking lot to like a carnival or place where we can celebrate big events?
So the outdoor space, as with the indoor space, is bookable by request. And one of the things that we've done is at the direction of the minister, who really wanted to make sure that this civic infrastructure is accessible to the public, that there are no workarounds. You don't need to know somebody else to get it booked. You don't have to go talk to the minister or somebody inside the ministry. We really wanted to make sure that we have an online, transparent, accessible booking request system, which we have now completed and will be launched by this week. It can be found on the OneGov services platform where other government services are. And it's a place where you can go and find out when are these spaces free, what does it cost to book them, what times of day, indoor, outdoor, are available. And then you can submit a request. You say whether you're an individual, a community organization, an NGO, private organization. You send over your agenda or your plan for the use of the space. You let us know if you need additional services. And from the beginning of that system, we give you an estimated quote for how much it would cost. And then on the back end, the ministry checks the calendars to make sure that the space that you want, first of all, is available. Second of all, it has enough capacity for the size of the program that you want to host and is in line with the values and objectives of the center. And then the goal is to give a response within 3 to 5 business days. So people, I think, are going to have already been booking Miata for different kinds of events. Even the parking space we saw, for example, the Civic Festival happens throughout that entire parking in the compound on an annual basis now, and that will happen again this year. So the goal is to look at these spaces and make sure that they can be activated for civic purpose, cultural purpose, community purpose, even private purpose, but within some certain guidelines. Miata is not going to be a place for weddings and birthdays, actually. But there are other kinds of private events that can happen there, governed by the service charter. So there's a service charter that outlines exactly all of the requirements and services available at the space.
All right. Now, you want Sierra Leoneans to go online and do the booking. But we do have some traditions. We do have traditions here wherein I'll just sit in my little corner and then go, hey, Madam Senge, I am thinking of booking this place? Can you make this space available, or maybe going through certain parastatals or dignitaries? To you or to Sierra Leoneans who might be watching, is that not a bottleneck for them?
So, and this, I'm speaking on behalf of the minister, but he said this himself. That's no longer going to be an option with Miata Civic Center. Everybody will need to use that system. It's a public civic institution, and so the way to manage it properly is to make sure that we can see all of the requests at the same time and make sure that people who want to use the space have the ability to do that. It shouldn't be dependent on who you know, because this is a public institution again. And so one of the most important aspects of transforming it is transforming the way that those requests are made. There will also be somebody who will be stationed inside Miata Civic Center with like an iPad for people who don't have a smartphone or need assistance applying. There will be somebody there who can help them create the OneGov account and do the application. But that's more as an assist. That's not like there are going to be other ways to make a request for booking the space. It will be through this one portal.
All right, going through the portal, it's something eminent that you guys want to be sure Sierra Leoneans do. Now, when we come to prioritization, at what level or on what grounds should you be prioritizing those who do the request? Is it on first click, or looking at the event or what it brings to the coffers of the center or the civic space?
Yeah. So it's a number of different factors. In general, when you have these event space booking systems, it's by first come, first serve. And in order to reserve the space, you need to make a payment for it. So that ensures that once you've been offered the space for that period of time, making sure, of course, that your event meets the guidelines of the center, the space is appropriate to your needs, then once you've made a payment, that is your space. We know that maybe people will make requests but not understand all the full facilities. Even though there are pictures of the different spaces that you can book on the booking system, still people may have some questions. So we've created a process where you give us all your information. If we have questions for you about what you're doing or how it's going to work, we can give you a phone call. We can talk about it. We can understand more about what you're thinking. And then maybe we can make suggestions about what might be an appropriate use of space for what you want to do.
Let me bring this again. Prioritization is key. If I applied and somebody else applied, then we have the same intention of what we are doing. How do you prioritize, and who do you give first?
Yeah, so we anticipated this happening. And so we have a question on the form that says, are your dates flexible, right? If you really want this date, but you could actually do things a week later, it's good for us to know that, because that gives us the ability to work with multiple requests at the same time. But as with any event space, this is just common practice. There needs to be some discernment about the different bookings that are happening, and an understanding of what things have some flexibility and what really don't. And based on that first come, first served basis.
Politics is another big thing that Sierra Leoneans are engulfed into. Are you flexible, or it's the outdoor space available for any political rally or political event?
As of now, this is a public and civic institution, and so this is not a political or politicized space. This is a space that has existed across different governing administrations over time in Sierra Leone, and it should continue in that way. And in fact, the goal of the sort of management and oversight of the place is for it to be a public-private trust, right? In part to ensure that it remains depoliticized, because it's a civic institution. It's for everybody, no matter what political party. Again, people can make requests for certain events, and then the ministry evaluates those requests as compared to what is in our service charter about what's allowed and not allowed. So I would say that we'll probably come to a number of these examples, right? As we're transforming a public space where somebody has an idea for the use of space, maybe that we haven't thought about before, and we need to evaluate what's in the best interests of the public and the civic space. And this is where the Advisory Council, I think, is going to continue to be a really important and helpful body to evaluate different requests and approaches for the space.
So looking at the booking spaces, you have the indoor and the outdoor. Can you walk us through what it entails? And is there going to be a fee, or it's just going to be Sierra Leoneans enjoying their services?
Well, there are indoor spaces and outdoor spaces, and we have a daytime block, which I think is from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m., and we have an afternoon and evening block, which is from 4 p.m. to 2 a.m., right? So we're trying to accommodate different kinds of events. You can book day or evening, you can book everything all together. And the daytime rates are a little bit lower than the evening rates because at night we probably need more power. There's a little bit more operational cost. But the rates are set in two different ways. First of all, they're set to cover the running costs of the space. So we can't have events in there unless we're paying for the cleaning and the generator fuel and the electricity and all of those things. And then they're set to accommodate different kinds of users. So as a civic space, we know we're going to have small youth organizations that might want to book. And we know we might have very successful large private companies. And we feel that it makes sense to kind of have a base rate for everybody, but make adjustments to that base, understanding different spending power of the different institutions. So we do have flexibility in our rate schedule, but I say it is reasonable, and it's based on what the going rates have been for the Mianta Civic Center. Events have been happening in there, including as of yesterday. So we have a bit of data about what is reasonable and fair, and we're using that data, but we're also looking to see, government and CSO organizations shouldn't be paying the same thing as large companies, for example, and the rates are reflected that.
So coming to the hiring of the place or booking of the space, is it just a normal or plain space that the civic is going to provide, or it's going to be a decorated space?
Okay.
Or what's under
that's a great question.
Portfolio?
So the spaces themselves, there's the auditorium space. There are 2 exhibition spaces on either side of the auditorium. You could use those for art exhibitions, receptions, and then there are a set of workshop spaces that are closed rooms that are great for workshops, for example. There's also the entry lobby and the kitchen that's also great for a reception or event of some sort. So all of those spaces are bookable. If you want audio services, if you want visual services, if you need extra security, and even if you want event planning services, which would come to the decoration, you can pay for those extra services from Mianta Civic Center, or you can bring in your own equipments and requirements and decoration. So it kind of goes both ways depending on what you want to do. I think we'll notice in the auditorium spaces, most times the event organizers come with a vision for how they want it to look, and they're given the freedom to design it in that way, including making some, significant changes to the space within reason. Obviously, in the service charter, the terms and conditions of the space, if anything is broken or damaged, there are additional fees for that. We need to take care of this space for the long term. So there needs to be kind of a partnership between the person booking the space and Mianta Civic Center to make sure that the events are successful, but also that the space stays in good condition over the long term.
Are you guys anticipating any collateral before the booking or during the booking? Any collateral?
You mean to hold your space?
Yeah. No, not to hold the space for any damage, any collateral. Are you holding on any collateral? Let's say certain areas, people do say if you're renting, you have to leave certain things so that if there is any damage, your cost cover it. Any collateral?
As of now, we don't have a monetary requirement, but there's an agreement in the contract that you will sign that says in case of those situations, you're committing to cover the costs. And there are specific additional fees, per hour fees or per cleaning need. It's all within the service charter document that will be made publicly available this week. But I think you bring up good points. We're learning as we go. Not everything is a done perfect, situation. It's a work in progress. Even the physical spaces, the reason we want to continue booking events in these spaces is because we do need to continue with the upgrades. So as we bring in revenue from the events, a portion of that after covering our costs goes towards, improving the plumbing or continuing some of the renovation and repair works. So I think we'll be learning as we go about some of these things. There's not currently a collateral like down payment requirement, but we'll see how things go if we need to put that in place.
So if you rent a place to Elizabeth or Ecko Media for an event for 6 to 2, and then we exceed the time, we have to pay extra charges?
Yes, there are per hour charges. And that's not to be mean. That's just to cover the costs to support any event that's happening in there and to really encourage that when we make use of this space, we plan ourselves, we plan our time, and we respect the lives and working lives of the people who are trying to nurture the space.
Lastly, for Sierra Leoneans who might be interested in booking the space, is there any price tag as of now on those spaces? If yes, can you tell us?
Yes, there's a whole range of price tags for the spaces. I think overall, we need to remember that whenever we want to maintain an institution to provide a service to society, we have to support it with financial resources. It cannot just be free for everybody because we want to develop the place, right? And so, in fact, when you come and host an event at Miata, you pay your fees. That's actually going towards the development of the institution. So we do want to encourage people to come use it and help us through that use really build it into a place that is, that matches what we deserve, right? That's a beautiful, technologically equipped, up to speed, world-class space. It's going to require all of us to be able to get there.
All right, Kate, from all what we've discussed, is there anything that you would like the public to know from what I have asked or what you need to let them know?
Yeah, I think I love all of the questions that you've asked. You've really helped us get into the kind of substance of why this space is so important for all of us and how by using it and by investing it, we're actually investing in our own civic life together. We're kind of creating space for all of us to be participants in our civic and our public life. And I think that's a good thing at the end of the day.
All right, I'll go through a few questions as you only have 30 minutes here with you. The first person said, I think this is a very good initiative for us as Sierra Leoneans. The other person said, what challenges have you faced during this transformation process and how have you addressed them? And the other person says, how will local artists, entrepreneurs, and community group benefit from this transformation? How much has been invested in the project and how is transparency being ensured? All of the other ones are just saying good morning, good morning. How can citizens participate in shaping the future of the Miata Civic Center? These are the questions that came over for you, Kate.
Okay, thank you. First of all, good morning to everybody as well. And yes, of course, as with any transformation project, when you have physical infrastructure that's experienced, let's say, underinvestment for a period of many years, it takes time to get it back on track. I'm really grateful that the ministry has had the support of UNDP actually to come and support something you don't often see from the physical building, but so important, which is the human capacity, the coordination, the operational and facility support. So they've offered a grant to the ministry to help support Miata in having kind of 6 months of bridge funding to put a coordination team in place. We'll soon be putting out a terms of reference for a coordinator for this space. And we're going to start a Miata Civic Center Fellows program. Volunteers are paid a small stipend to help out with different aspects of the space. So I'm really excited about that support. And I'm also excited that we're going to be launching a kind of corporate circle program. So when you look at these spaces, cultural and civic centers around the world, you'll notice that they often have, right when you go in the entrance, you see on the wall all of their supporters, right? From the ones who are giving sort of the most resources and support to those who are helping out at lower levels as well. We want to replicate the same thing for the Miata Civic Center. So we want to invite corporations who have something significant that they can offer to the space, or individuals, to come and make that support available, and in exchange for marketing and branding opportunities, in exchange for some booking preferences throughout the year. These are common programs that bring together the public and the private sector to be able to support civic, public, cultural activities. So even though we've had those challenges of trying to put together resources, we have had some significant commitments along the way, including from people who've been booking Miata. That has also helped contribute to our resources to make sure that we can sustain ourselves for the future.
Any job vacancy for Sierra Leone?
Well, yeah, as I mentioned, we'll soon be releasing a terms of reference for a coordinator position and some volunteer positions.
All right, the program na Ecko Morning Show. In name na Madam Kate Koturi Senge. Ikaya for talk about the Miata Civic Center, where then it transformed into something else, as in at the co-chair of the advisory committee. Wanna stay tuned. This na Ecko Morning Show. We take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we get with second segments where we get with two studio guests. Then we go join with me. Your name na Elizabeth Kifwe-Gembe. Wanna stay tuned.
Do you want to enjoy the much needed fiber internet facility for both home, office, and business growth? Then Fastnet Sierra Leone is your answer. Fastnet SL Limited offers you unlimited network with seamless opportunity to surf the internet anyhow with an affordable money to pay for. Our service is fast like a flash, and our bandwidth is the best in Sierra Leone. With Fastnet, your internet doubt is over forever. Also with Fastnet, you will love to enjoy the world of digital reality as much as you can. We are service-oriented, customer-friendly, and we are here to give you the best out of the rest. We are located at Madungo Town, opposite Water Street off Congo Cross in Freetown. For more inquiries, you can contact us on 079-834047, 074-982-125. Fastnet, always connected. Do you want to enjoy...
Free money, no sonko sonko. 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 Free money, no sonko sonko.
All right, welcome back. The program now Ecko Morning Show. Inside the studio, I just don't be joined by Honorable Muniru Lansana. The next segment, we talk about the vulnerability of we Sierra Leone border and waiting the opposition leader be don't come and say. We talk about we border control and sovereignty, how vulnerable it is. Yesterday we been get the immigration boss now we been get for talk to we about plans the way it gets for put border patrols then around. So today we go talk about a lot of things concerning or where they surround that. Of recent, we see where the country, the nation, they don't consider we say we they harbor a drug lord where na Jolly Boss. And this morning, like I say, we go ask some of the questions whether Jolly Boss first and foremost still in our country, and the aid where the EU then say that they lobby to African Union or let them cut ties with Sierra Leone for that. We want to know how that's get for affect we. We expect Melvin Mansari inside the show. Melvin wanna know say na a social commentator, a journalist where now then they put now we they put who voice then and mouth, eyes, for make sure say we shape the nation as soon as the first estate. So why should they expect or we they look up to Melvin in Can One at the program? We get inside the studio, Honorable Muniru Lansana. Good morning and welcome to Ecko Morning Show.
Yeah, good morning and good morning to the viewers and listeners out there.
So you've been off, you've been on day off camera for a very long time, about 2 months. Waiting up in the reason.
Well, personal capacity building, and believe say this is a new Muniru, having been capacitated highly, and now come with a different face and different capacity way now loaded in me.
Different face and different capacity. What's it at the face?
Now, if you look at the face, you don't say it's a young Muniru. Just look at my face. You see say that old Muniru you are seeing has been rebranded now. If you look at the sexiness, we don't apply to the facial beauty. And I know say the facial beauty don't be compounded with that of the intellectual update. Where if I come now on the media, now that steady posture there they come now.
So before you been there, yaga.
Yeah,
now steady.
You know, say we get that transition stage where you still feel say you're in the youthful moment. But when you begin for prepare yourself for leadership position, you get for transform yourself for make sure say you fit into that capacity there.
All right. So since we there for talk about activities where they affect the nation with regards to current border control and the sovereignty and the vulnerability of we system. We see where the Honorable Member of Parliament, the Deputy Opposition Leader, he put out a statement, it says Sierra Leone maritime is sovereign and the port inspection, border security and architecture, he said a very compromised, they don't compromise that. And evidence of that, it make mention of the 30 tons of cocaine shipment where allegedly then say it come out now with ports from, as somebody where we don't be part of the legislator when they make laws. What do you feel say good Parliament would do or make sure say things like this not continue or not happen again in our nation?
Well, even before talking about what the Parliament they do, now for no say Parliament already do a lot, because one thing we Parliament don't do, we don't enact the law where they govern whatever drugs issue in this country. We get the National Drug and Law Enforcement Agency. We get other sub-institutions like TUKU and other bodies there. Then I for tell you, say, government is committed and Parliament as a body, when me Dede as a member of the Defense Committee, in fact, we don't get not to 1, not to 2, not to 3 reports where we don't table at the very well of Parliament, where they show how porous we border content today, because me be part of the committee, we do a cross-border monitoring system for let we able to know if we border porous, and the report we gather they show say indeed out of the plenty crossing point they will get, we'll be able to classify them under A, B, C. That is class A crossing point, class B, and class C. One thing we people need for know at this moment are the fact that we border porous because as a country, in as much as we the guide we own border them, but it go surprise you for no say any boats where they ply na the water them, where they na the border line them boats then they not be owned by Sierra Leone. So it tells you anything can come in at night, where if we security on the other side not active, we they get intruders at any time, because the boats them all na the other country then get them rather than Sierra Leone. So now one part of the thing and then they will be detected will be very worrisome to we as a country. For instance, if you go now the most talked about Yenga, that side where they put motorcar, that's something like carriage boat. Now the Guinean then get them. If you go na Falaba area, the small boats the way they did. Now the Guinean then get them. Every boat coming in or going out, now the other country can get them, not a we. So it tells you whilst you are asleep, somebody go load something and come in without even you knowing. So that alone, now something where we don't pick up as a government. Now make we get a lot of recommendations there will be don't put in place. With government we don't begin implement them. What they call, for instance, forward patrol bases. Then we government they try for establish right across we borderline them, so that we go strengthen with security and strengthen with immigration policy them, and here we get a system where we know say go help with country for be at a safer point at any time where nobody not go take we by surprise.
In that case, when I want for claim say waiting happen that 30 tons where then they complain say na salon it come out. you want complaint or you want for a test or give a clarification, say, not so from Salon, it comes not from Guinea or other countries?
Well, the fact means that in an allegation, and a country like Sierra Leone that is governed by the rule of law, allegation even at international level has to be subjected to proper scrutiny and the processes of the rule of law. Until you verify them and you ascertain them and give a clarity, it is presumed to be non-active until the real fact then come out. And like what I say in other sisters program, the fact that a ship don't be traced moving from Sierra Leone going outward, no means say that ship then a Sierra Leonean ship, because we go to call the flag state. What we do shipping law, we go to call the flag state. A ship could be registered with Sierra Leone, but yet the ownership of that ship not be a Sierra Leonean, though it gets a partnership. You go to fly Sierra Leonean flag, but that no means say all the loads where it carry na Sierra Leone it pull them, because we go to call the late time where they begin to ship for load and offload goods them where they come na the country, and then late time then they applicable na any other borderline where the ship they go, because at the end of the day ship can even take stock on high sea where people need for know that, because we don't see them plenty time. It don't mean say pass ship dock at a particular point before it take load. No, we don't see transition the way they happen at high sea, where ship they left go small boat come, then transfer whatever they get for transfer inside that ship.
So in that case, now that's happened.
Like what I say, me not get a microscope for detect that.
But you just don't say. You just don't say. We can get transition from one end to the other. In that case, now that's happened.
Like what I say, me not go testify to that because I not get a video camera we go prove that. But in
they
reality,
the sideway cocaine came from Sierra Leone.
The ship came from Sierra Leone,
correct.
Not the cocaine coming from Sierra Leone. The ship
test.
left Sierra Leone border,
okay.
And leaving Sierra Leone border. Let's assume say the next destination. If I not to assumption, the next destination of that ship was Turkey. If that ship did not land na Turkey before it left now for go Usai then go Olam, the trace for don't say na Turkey it come out. But because now where he left Salon, whilst it go for go land na Turkey, now they Olam. Now I mean the record they show say na Salon he left. Now like a plane where they move, the plane go down show say from Sierra Leone they go Liberia, from Liberia they move direct to Ghana, from Ghana they go to Brussels. If that ship don't left, that plane don't left Salon, whilst it go Liberia they intercept them. Waiting they happen. The record they show say that plane in a Salon left. If anything they inside, that record just go for trace Salon. But let's say the plane don't land in Ghana now, you don't take off from Ghana, then they detect anything. The record just go for show say now from Ghana that plane they come on. That is exactly what happened in the shipping line. The ship before it move don't show all in points of dock. They go for dock which country. For instance, no big ship they can Salon direct. It's either it goes to Tajamel in Morocco or go to Tama in Ghana. And when they don't dispatch, they waiting they happen. The transit ship they now they take them when are the smaller vessels them they come to with minimal ports them, because for instance if you look at Sierra Leone sea depth, we get 11-meter depth currently. We now they play with 11 to 12. At high tide we get 13 to 14 millimeter when are we depth. So they tell you say ship we need 18 to 20 meter depth. They come Sierra Leone, especially when they move from the far China for camp. Waiting they happen, they can't dock there. So if that ship don't come out China, it can't dock na Tama na Ghana, or it dock na Tajamel na Morocco. You want say that ship there na Morocco Kautam? No, the ship don't get USA it come out before it land, and then the transit ship can Salon. So that na the root of the sea.
All right, so program now Ecko Morning Show. We just don't be joined inside the studio with next studio guest, we na Melvin Tijan Mansari, a journalist and also a social commentator. Ikam Naya follow we put we mouth on this statement and this particular topic. The topic now the war against organized crime now we country. And idea for making self lament on. And good morning and welcome to Ecko Morning Show.
Thank you very much for having me. It's been a while.
So Melvin, how you been feel now the ECOWAS court?
Oh, the ECOWAS Parliament. It was awesome.
ECOWAS Parliament.
It's always good representing my country, whether among journalists or among diplomats or among politicians. You know, I'm slowly becoming an ambassador for this country, no matter what somebody says. thank God it was a very fruitful one.
So you go there on what invitation? Invitation on the Parliament na salon or directly then?
It was directly from ECOWAS, but I must state before now, the Parliament of Sierra Leone, my very first and second right were the Parliament under the leadership of the former ECOWAS Speaker, Dr. Sidi Mohamed Tunis, Honorable. After he leveled an indefinite ban on me, I think ECOWAS deemed it necessary that, but this man, he don't work with we women abroad, so why can't we bring him on board? So I was invited directly. And your question is very important because there are many journalists that they talk different things. So it's good that, I don't say that therefore, but it's good that you are asking a question. It was a direct invite from ECOWAS Parliament itself.
All right. So now we talk, you did follow discuss crime against organized crime. I mean, war against organized crime. Now we can't see. Recently, we see Honorable, the Deputy Leader of Parliament, he come and say we maritime and we nation a very border crossing, a very vulnerable. And based on that, they even talk say they don't link Salon to 30 tons of drug we come out. Then say it allegedly come out na ya. You know, as a journalist, we there for blow the whistle for make sure say things can to a good thing. I just ask you, guest Naya, as parliamentary member, waiting then go do. So we as journalists in a situation like this, what do you think? Or what if you say we go do as with the limit and to create? What if you say we go do for let the nation be free from then kind thing here? More so we then say 30 tons, not a small thing. Come on a salon.
Well, first, I want to start with a debate with the Honorable Sitseria. I want for debate on empirical evidence.
No talk and kakri.
I open my argument for challenge the Honorable Isidonaya that as journalists, to answer your question first, I think say the government don't be kalo in cleaning the image of the country outside of them bokutravu. That is one. But they've been very unserious in providing evidence. I was reading the European reports on drugs, and I will come to that detail basically. But the war on drugs, organized crime, is evidential. What will government not able for do? Now for provide evidence for counter whatever allegation is coming against our state. For me, any way na Salon versus other country, na Salon, good or bad. So let me just expose one of the defects of the government. They would say the borders them porous. The person will say that a lame duck argument. Now a lazy government official they only say that. Let's expose one defect in the government's the argument. If you look at a publication on thisdaysalon.com, Sierra Leone Maritime under scrutiny after £812 million cocaine haul seized on vessel that docked in Freetown. There is a particular paragraph, my lady, where the government, I think, say, I don't know if they not read and find or they not understand what them they write. I read. They are quoting Michael J.K. Laga, head of Tsoku. He said, investigation reviewed port records, CCTV footage, cargo manifest, and terminal operator reports, which showed the vessel arrived on April 17, underwent routine inspections, loaded documented cargo, and departed on April 22 with 17 crew members. Good. If Netherlands or Spain or Europe, they say, nah, yeah, suspectedly, then load the cocaine. For God's sake, this is a kalo business. Why una not give the local press or international press the CCTV footage for sure this boat be the load? So it's a lame duck argument from the government because where's the manifest? Do you ever see any of them things where they say they review? No. And how can we now counter these people? You say you get the fact, though you not present the fact, though you just word na mouth. That's all load na aid. So I think the government has not been serious in cleaning the image on these very smearing allegations. You get CCTV footage, you know, pull up. Just like thief man can now. They say, na Mr. A na in thief. Though you say you get the CCTV footage, though you're not sure. That's why Holland and Europe, and I want to partly agree with David Senge, they are not only bullying us, they are deviating and blackmailing and scapegoatizing us because of some of the unserious government officials where they get offices and don't know what they do.
So in that case, Melvin, then the ports can't tell we say na permine then load, in water then load. And your arguments now they indicate say the government officials they're not serious and you want some, yeah. You want let them provide CCTV camera to you as a media person.
Because
hold on, as a media person, you know if you say that it's too much for acts because they don't already provide through police.
my lady, Madam Lizzie, if Spain they say na fuel and see, Don Salon they say na permine and see, he said, she said, how do you verify that fact as a journalist? Show me the video using a permine. Now we can't don't be caricature. They make it like funny. Some people will not like Salon better and say how cocaine turn permine. Should that be happening? All that the aid and abets the argument against Wikonski. Show me the footage, whether it been permine, or be the load, or na fuel, according to all the Western media. In fact, they are discrediting our government. They no ever mention permine. The only liquid substance they mention na fuel. So in that case, I make Bokuman and panic panel with man, they get complex over there. Because some man fix with man talk not true. They will get a government that cannot corroborate its arguments. It's unfortunate. And this is blackmailing our country. And the danger there is, if we not take 10 go can Salon passport go fiba Nigeria passport. I was in Nigeria where the Nigerian man tell me say, oh, you are eligible to Nigerian citizen by virtue of my maternal line. Then I say, now the Nigerian man at the immigration, he said, but I know say you not go want her. Now I say, why make you say so? He said, because Nigerian man tell me so because passport no value. Why? Because of the scandals, the smear, the perception. So that's the way we want. So media and civil society for all we government to task for provide evidence or counter the claim. Not of us say the bully, we know, as David Senge they say, but we show evidence.
All
you
right.
see, get CCTV puller.
Okay, so the Dutch government also don't openly throw a stand for lobby to the European Union for letting hot developments in this week country. For one major reason, we then say in a diplomatic efforts for me to extradite just like giving this kind of vital information or international cooperation, if this happen, what does that mean for Salon?
As if they wait man in the European Parliament or Europe, they are not serious with what they are doing. If you look at the EUDA report, all and not get no much for can tell for can accuse me first. Because they are the leading drug hub in Europe. That is a fact. I'm not saying it. Look at European Union Drug Agency reports. The publication was done, European Drug Reports of 2026. See how Holland was mentioned. Who are they? It's like the pot calling the kettle black. Go and read that. Family and read that report. They not to Melvin the talk. Holland now one of the biggest hub for drug trafficking and all that na Europe. So who are they now to come and tell? Who are they to come and be judge over Israel? But it all goes back to what I earlier on say. Our government not they raise solid case to counter them. It's not. Madam Lizzie, go and watch the report. Netherlands is mentioned as the leading drug city.
But why then look G3 now for somebody? Okay, before I come to that, Honorable Muniru, you don't hear me waiting. Melvin don't say. Now like somebody they shoot himself inside in head. You expect or you think say the government for provide CCTV footage for let them see how that ship been load for common at this country?
Yeah, interestingly, one thing where Melvin aware about now that the port not just display the information and there was a press briefing when they call for able tender whatever findings they don't get, when upon that toku get the report out. When it comes to information dissemination, you know, say we get access to public information communication team.
So is that a classified video that they're not for people for?
No, what I mean, let me tell you rightly say, there was a press briefing done. And in that press briefing, they're able to display the movement of the ship when a dock, just like I read them, all that they make and clear. Because
in a statement or in a visual, in a visual mode?
in a statement.
Okay.
Now, what comes up now? Like where they rightly say, if you need further probing as a journalist, for you will get you facts ready, because we get certainty what they call public interest immunity. The port now is security place. Not to everything where they happen at the port, you just go and display at the public way. You dey even give more loopholes to Uda. So anybody we want use report for do mischief acts, because at the end of the day, you don't know how we camera them position. Let's take for instance the issue of Paulo Conte way up in a state house. You see, say they wanted the state house camera to be displayed and played at court. No, the court will not look into it that way, because when you look at how information dissemination they go, we get certain structures the way they measure it for make sure say we not only disseminate, but we also protect state institutions for make sure say they're not be infringed upon when it comes to their function. In this situation, like what they rightly say, Sierra Leone is not a drugs producing country, and like how we all see, Donald Trump in inauguration, right in White House, a substance was found there. How did it get there? Up to now, nobody know will give it clarity. So Sierra Leone being one of those countries where drug peddlers that they look at for able know say whatever they're able to penetrate and get the materials out, they can play on them. But that no means say Sierra Leone is not making an effort. If you go now report, like where Melvin the rightly say, we have cameras everywhere. The moment you enter, if you go to the GME office, you will see how the port they operate, how the ship they load, and how everything they happen. Right from his office, you get the monitoring where they happen. So it's about how do you go in for those information, which one of the information you want, because at the end of the day, they go for streamline them, for give you exactly what you want, so that you not go tamper with waiting you not supposed to forget. That is where journalism comes in. It's not like what I say, in the world of allegation, no amount of media coverage, no amount of public statements could deviate the reality of investigating an allegation. Until when it is proven, then it becomes an allegation. So as far as we know, tracking the ship from Sierra Leone does not in any way clarify Sierra Leone for being the producer of that drugs or where the drugs is coming from. No, because the reality is the ship came from Sierra Leone, and the manifest where the ship they use don't show say then load. Wait till they load, the manifest don't show. That is what we can provide. Right. We cannot provide more than that as a government.
Honorable,
that's the reality.
Honorable, we get a public perception where it gets this localized or local push, where then they make as also an international link. They don't link us to an international cartel. As a former lawmaker, you know, if you say all this is bad image for a nation where you they intend for rule.
That now we they try for see how we they get the name Sierra Leone not only mentioned in bad things, but forget the name Sierra Leone rebranded and becomes an enviable country where everybody go and come. For instance, if you look at the tourism sector, you know say Budapest now they end now. Why? Because when they end now, they know the benefits where they get, and they know the kind of hospitality where they get. Now Sierra Leone are one of the peaceful countries then at the world. Now Sierra Leone, you the popo bag, you pass before State House. Nobody know if you ask you what today say you popo bag. So these are the good things that are out there about Sierra Leone. All that they try for do now with the effort where the president don't do for rebrand this country image out there, now make bad people and they try for see how they go smear that image there and making sure that they use the lineage of Sierra Leone. And these are just few individuals. Now make waiting government they do now as a country for make sure say we strengthen with institution, like when you rightly say the immigration representative was here for give you how they make sure say we passport not just fall in the hands of everybody, because once we able to control that, then we don't know the one way they come in and go, which capacity they come in and which capacity they go out. And the name where they mention say connected to Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone is a country where everybody has rights to come, and when you land, we get what they call visiting entry and visa. What they give you if you get your passport.
So,
what they give.
Because
So
it is everybody get rights. It's free, so it should be free for everything.
free in the sense that I'm saying with regards to individual. When it comes to cargo and other thing, we get for know the content of that cargo, because now make you get what you call the manifest. That manifest go for show everything where you load and where you go for offload. So if the manifest they show say now this, all waiting government they try for do now, we got better tracking system, both our ports and our immigration system. Melvin just come out na in ECOWAS parliament. In no way pass that we airport the scrutiny system where it go through. That don't tell you say the first airport we get where you feel the same inside OC they enter is different from the airport we have now. All because government they try for say we get them modalities they in place for make sure say we not only scan but we get a deep scanning for know waiting at the content of your box. I go England, I put few computers na me box. Who say I send them, I don't even know they open them. Remember, my box we get lock everything. How they open and then they know they lock them back. The only thing they put notice inside they say they open them. So where I come, I watch them, I able to get the notice say yes now they tap out because I'll be packed, not to say them packaging. Now that Sierra Leone they try for move towards. For let we ensure say whatever cargo they pass now we port, we get the modernized technology. Then we still continue for equipped we crossing point them for make sure say we equipped we forces them like what I rightly say at the intro. We get forward patrol bases, forward bases the will create. In fact, now the one will begin younger we don't cause the issue day. But forward patrol bases then they be created right across the borderline so that we get proper monitoring of we border areas, we get proper monitoring of immigration areas, we get proper monitoring of report. So at the end of the day, that image where few people just because they feel say they want to use Sierra Leone as a transit point, go use them for blackmail with country, go be something of the past. Because for instance, if why you know wait leadership land na Turkey where you go you hold am, but now only when you come out Sierra Leone, you go intercept am on high sea, just because you want get that name say na Salone you come out. Why when the ship come outside, come out first they can't Salone, you know intercept them. Now only when you left Salone you intercept them. So these are the questions we ask around. What is the intent? Because when you look at lawmaking, for instance, we have the spirit of the law. What is the spirit behind this lawmaking? What do you aim at achieving? So then people are where they blackmail Salone. Their intention is to make sure say they get Salone to the mud. And how did they do them? The ship don't left the country left before he can Salone. They're not interceptor. Now only way he left Salone they go, now they interceptor.
So wouldn't they not this bad belly people then where they try for poor Salone image?
That is exactly why government is putting more stratas in place so that we back here will get a proper monitoring mechanism so that we able to get them bad eggs there and wither them out and get Sierra Leone image as it is in the international world. Usai will be known as the anthems of West Africa. We go above that and get another very good adjective where they go describe we as a country.
All right, Melvin, I'll come to you. Honorable say the president is trying to clean the image of the country. But then there are allegations where surface leaking, where it link this international wanted fugitive to high-level government officials. Is that part of cleaning the image? And more so in a church service where he was. Is that part of cleaning the image of a nation?
For me, the first family or the office of the president or the office of the information minister are not able to give you any sober explanation whether or not to say just like Deckers and the president in Pekin, then they in love or they don't born Pekin. From there I get out. Because the biggest image cleaning venture with this government for take, I mean they expect the president or in family or any of his spokesman for can say now lie that video day, and we all know that been share the video and only for mention. We all know that been share around that service and we all know the place. Now they force you to begin clear the image. Because guess what? When international media interview, for example, the first lady, that was what they use as their basis. So if you fly go England, America, Germany, say they go clean the country image, and you left for clean the country image at home, for me, I think that is devastating. And I don't think that has helped at all. From where just like they can turn to Umar Sharif. Now they all this begin. But I think for the first family, they owe it to Sierra Leoneans for telling me first whether or not true on the allegation that the president in Pekin, Nayan this Monday, or whether waiting international media they suggest all over international media say how they in fact they don't father a child. If you not clear these kind of allegations, but they say if you know if us not sell you, it's not about you. If you not do your homework now us. Now what you want for doing. So those fundamental basics where the government they downplay. I use the word downplay. Now all the add pan this bad name will just it goes to go up. It's like How the government officially they fly, now so the bad name just the add. It's very devastating, very unfortunate.
Melvin, you named the First Lady. In a recent interview with an international body, he denied say he don't know somebody we been doing a service with them. But when you look at the physical, I'm not trying to be racial. This is somebody where in body clean pass we all, body white pass we all. He was there in that church service, but he say he not going to tell and he don't know about that. Speaking of reality, who is fooling who here in this case?
Oh, your question is very critical. I'll begin for answer the question first on would that be share that video? We say for the first time, the so-called Western world say just like Ecko's dinner salon. Now that be share. It's an open secret. So if you don't share, that's not first part. The second part, when you look at the proximity of this alleged Umar Sharif or just like Ecko's, I think that 1 or 2 seats immediately behind the first family. Do you think that's an accident? So for me, the first lady, what you do, now what we say Sierra Leone for do, for clean your country image at all costs. But if not me for be the interviewer, I for be asking about the video first. Why sharing the video? Who obtained the video? Why that video came from?
It not literally share them. It was a live session where in page been do.
Other popularizer.
Well, I don't know.
We need to check. Let's fact check.
Now in page, she's always on Facebook doing her activities. So the question like what I asked you, he said he don't know how many people been there and in a Muslim, he not going to tell what for Kana church. But then this individual is still there in presence or not in the just Ladika.
Well, the government will don't tell us that Umar Sharif then get.
So where is this Umar Sharif currently?
I think the police should come and update us, although they've placed a manhunt for him. But the fact remains, if that video, that live stream had not gone out, then so-called people in Europe not probably get a basis.
Are you blaming the First Lady for doing a live session?
I cannot blame anybody. It's her right to do live stream, and she's been doing it before just like Ecko's. But the intent and purpose should be probed. If I was part of government or I was the husband or related to the BO family, that intent and purpose should have been looked into.
So you want to say being get special interest?
In a real journalist, I cannot tell.
All right. So now we cancel you. now we cancel you. From waiting, Melvin don't say. Lab ask the same question to you. When you look at international body, you say the president is cleaning the image of the country, but then he was seen. He been put in Secretary. We see him with a fugitive where they say now the most wanted person where the country, the world they look for. And now the First Lady talks say, you don't know who that's not that person. By the way, the first question what they ask you as a lawmaker is that just Ladika?
Well,
from that footage where they show it.
From the footage, we not go know now that because in a place of worship, you need to buy tickets for enter. Because if you buy tickets for enter, now they therefore don't know who that you be. But in this particular place, you need to register for enter, neither you buy ticket for enter. And a place of worship now an open place. And like where the video come out, that's an open video where the First Lady they always do wherever she is. And one thing where we also need for mention, like the allegation around this particular person where they see when a white collar having relationship with the president's daughter. That's far from the truth because we know say the president in Peking not married it. And if you get certificate of marriage or whatever, you can bring them out as you point for proof say they don't marry them or they get a relationship. That is the reality here.
All because, married.
Like, build me premise. Whatever boyfriend, girlfriend, beside that scene, if you don't get another scene, we go prove what you call corroboration. We go corroborate your first point say.
But in that video, we see him a day together with this just Ladike where the international crime talks in, and also he also there with a small little girl where they all did together and they were leaning. Is that not a pointer that they are in a relationship?
If you go na state house, state lodge, we don't go there, you see plenty picking them.
Okay.
Where not to the First Lady get themselves. It's either because she's having them for let them go play with Amina or whatever. But you see plenty picking there within the state lodge. Why? Because they want get that atmosphere. Also in Peking go get interactive sections with other picking them. That nine are the first lady in quality we get as a mother. And one thing we need for no just like what they say within this church. In fact, where you go, like we don't attend Catholic church them, they need a left seat empty. There you see don't be a no. How you come and show that they usher you in, and then they usher una in for make sure so una feel from the first seat to the last seat. So if on this situation, for instance, the president in a delegation don't enter, in other people and begin follow up.
But
of course,
that was a very high level position for very special individuals.
No, the seats we are not specialized. The seats, one thing, the seats we are not specialized.
Can you sit where president is sitting?
Like when you go, the moment the president is seated,
you go sit down behind president.
The moment the president is seated, that's why what they happen are like this. The president they come, he get already people away, they already there in the queue.
So it been there part of the entourage.
No, not to the entourage, the queue. When I say queue, we get the entourage, you get the queue. Now the president in entourage day. After the president in entourage, other people and go for follow suit. So if the president don't come, they don't take close, say not to single chairs them. Now long Catholic, we know how Catholic then in a long seats then get. If the president don't sit out 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people, the remaining seats are absolutely going to be filled. And that day happen. So if at the end of the day, video footage or video cameras then come out where should say there was somebody closer to the president's daughter, where be there, but it could have been me if I was at that occasion, because if the president follow, the next people of dignities we go for follow could be honorable, could be ministers. We would like equality within them sitting position and day. Now that happened. Me and president we don't go pray in a mosque. Why they very close to them because it meets Usai meet us already in the mosque. So when they count them, Usai and Pina me and be they closer. That is a religious house, and it happens like that.
I come back to you, Melvin. We don't face with a public denier. We don't day between now public denier when something like that a lawmaker they say here. And this evidence where we're not able to prove it. Number one, from your explanation, you say the public can say or the police can say it is Umar Sheriff. Before I ask my question, where is this Umar Sheriff? He said the police has to answer that question.
They already put a bunting on his head because the posse will enter salon, the document will enter on Umar Sheriff, and the police don't see anybody will find out Umar Sheriff counter for them. They're ready for give you a ransom reward. So they don't tell you the kind of effort where government they do, as a body.
Before I come to Melvin, you don't intercept. If you say finding a drug fugitive with that kind of money, if me go see him, an example, I go see him, and then he say that money where government don't put, I go double and give you. If he say me, Naya, go do that.
Well, that's the other side of the coin. Because the other side of the coin, now Uda Yobo go bargain with at the other point. But at this point, we know say that money where police don't put a very high money for Sierra Leone level and standard.
Do we have that money?
We have it. Okay. That's why if we not get our, we need to put them up.
All right.
Now, anybody wake out
Melvin, we've been caught between deniers. The public they deny and the individuals they deny. Those who share this video or who had this live video session say they don't know this person. In that case, as a Sierra Leonean, as a journalist, what if you say we go do, or we able for proof points, say we don't really know this person, that was just a coincidence, or this way happened, it was just a mere disgrace for we country.
The first family force for distance themselves from the interaction at that point. But again, the government in denial, and like we need to get what's on our duck's back. It's so lame duck. It's very lame duck. Lizzie, I mean, you're coming from the West. That's what it's called when it comes to the presidency protocol. Before the president go to any church or mosques, again, surveillance team, we don't go, they have covered presidents in this country. If President Bio for Kayasu now, in dispatch team done there, so sent them by 4 o'clock, making sure that the environment is congenial, convenient, for Sidonia, there's a protocol. So where the former honorable mounts a lame duck argument that, oh, na church, what's that they say? It is say with presidents is vulnerable. So anybody can go near the president. So what if he was an assassin? Is that going to be the same narration? Not at all. The argument, the deny, in fact, the denial, I need to give them people and then a Europe scope for us to add the accusations because they don't hold water. Now to Umar Sharif. If I can get to name, just like Dekas and Umar Sharif. But I can sympathize with my government institutions because some people travel on fake passports. And for drug kingpins, they can travel on fake passports.
Now you're coming.
But even at that, I will not sympathize with you entirely. It exposes the porous nature of our passport administration. When that's one of the reasons we make America give a visa ban under APC and I don't worse under SLPP. So what is the argument? The denial should be corroborated with facts. This government just talk no more, talk no more. And it's sad. Many of them are intellectuals. And they just can give you, if it's anyone and give you, they say, oh, you have the evidence, prove it. Now, again, back to the importance of that live stream. If that live stream not for being go out, the Dutch or European government, they're not for be ever get it got for make the allegation poorly, if I will put it, or empty one so no more. Now because then see, and that video that they use, when you watch all the media reports internationally, now the video that they use. So what is that saying? Between you and Salon, who that for believe? Perhaps we need to interview the pastor at the church. Let know about would that be interview that with would that be invited with man? Because me I be to go church show. Well, you know a stranger at church, some church and get that protocol. Hey, brother Melvin, welcome. Brother Melvin, brother Melvin, what is your name? They will say, my name is Brother Melvin. Done. They want to go to church and go prove me right or wrong. Then they watch me. Then they say, who that invite you? Now, like, in
Catholic, that no did it.
It depends.
No, in Catholic, Lizzie, that no did it.
No,
We don't attend Catholic.
Yeah, which
Catholic,
I know.
we not get that.
Yes.
I went to a Catholic school.
Yeah, I went there too, and I served.
No, well, Melvin, going to a Catholic school, that doesn't.
Talked about the
inside,
Catholic situation.
Catholic,
That's all.
no, they ask that.
Catholic, they
But
ask that.
however, do you think the first lady at this time?
You cannot debunk that argument.
Catholic
No, I am not.
ask that.
I am
Election
not
or to
debunking.
debunk. No. Let me say
Catholic, that doesn't happen.
no.
In the
But
Catholic,
if we want to clean our country's image, we can still go to the church and ask whose member invites that with Mandy.
That doesn't happen in Catholic
Church. For go investigate, so they should not investigate an
no,
institution.
that's the question I am coming for. Let ask you. The question, the clarity here is, as a Catholic sitting here, Catholic not they ask you who that invites you.
Okay.
They don't
That's
ask that.
Okay.
The only thing, invited guests, then go honor una. Say you don't come, na me invite you, na me invite see this. Then ki honor una. But in this case, you they talk say, let we go back to the
So the priest
the
or
celebrants, now the celebrants, the person who celebrates the mass. Follow we ask her who invited this person.
Of course.
But before coming to that, we see Dr. Senge talk say this drug lord where they talk say in our country, it come out from one end who say Yusef don't say and get the highest drug deal at the country. So how this man they now sell, he come out there, he can take to a Sierra Leone where Muniro don't talk say it's free for everybody. How did this travel take place and how this man manage Kanaya? If then left him, if you say then we will get Kanaya, we will
we then get all the security apparatus.
No, I don't ask Muniro Melvin answer.
So what we are saying, if not be ordinary person or ordinary case where government now they try for block women in the European Union, then if we say, of course, the responsibility you assert must prove. Now, because this man don't turn bone at throat and the country they get issue them, with duty now for make sure we present all things when the show say we not condone this man, we not encourage this man, and we not create a safe haven for him, which we've not done adequately as a nation. And another the bank on. We've not dissociated ourselves as a nation enough when it comes to just like Deckers. And that is the problem. We make the Gideon people and they over under the gumption for the blackmail if it's actually a blackmail, because between Sierra Leone and Europe, I don't know that the blackmailing company these days.
All right, Muniro, if you say at this time the first lady go regrets why he ever do that lie.
Well, moving away from the first lady, if you follow up, Abidon Kanaya, where we discuss the effect of this social media issue. Because one thing where they happen now, most of the problem where they happen, it happen from live coverage. Before this time, Musa will get censored media. You make sure so when you go cover your story, you dey bring them out, you edit before you know wetin dey go out. But now the moment people go out, they are going live. Most of the problem wey even politicians they get where they occur out of slippery of tongue, out of youthful exuberance. All this they happen because them believe say they forget about the way they behind them, where whatever they do must be covered. And inside this coverage there are problem they occur. That is the problem. We discussed that in the last time, and we dey try to see how we go put some maturity and some education inside, so that yes, you want to go live, which is fine, but record, come edit, and when you don't edit, you post that into your media forum, because at the end of the day, like way Melvin say, had that video not been out, we'll not be going through all this. This person now in a country be there. Now una don't left am. Whatever bribe you don't bribe una don't left am. Why una for can put the blame now on small saloon? If una go old drugs na the high C. Una dey say that because that man dey there, now he make that drugs they pass na ya. All that na just forget problem for an innocent small country like Salone, where one grey bird fly safe with bomb. We don't done because we not get interceptor safe for stop that bomb delay in our land. So nothing can thing there, but as a country and with a government that is committed in ensuring that we institutions them in place, we get different body they will don't form, we ranging from the National and Drug and Law Enforcement Agency, we get TOKU, we get the Financial Anti-Money Laundering Unit. All these are bodies where they make sure say we get a system well in place. If you look at we immigration, you get the reform that we don't happen on we passport, for make sure say we passport not just fall in any hand, because most of the allegation and they don't come that the people that they own now with Sierra Leone passport and the likes. But now this one put sanity over, and because we want put sanity over this, we will make sure say we continue for strengthening we institution. We not back anybody whosoever is found wanting where we get up us in it. We hand over to the law and let the law go find them guilty or innocent. At the end of the day, the blame don't move away. But the reality here is, as a country, we will not be sleeping. And one thing where one lay people are not saying that organized crime network they operate continent wide. Special to Sierra Leone, and they look for weakened country them when they penetrate. And Sierra Leone is just one of those countries, multiple with even the Dutch way they tell we about drugs. If you look at Venezuela, waiting at the key factor where America they use, we make them go catch Venezuela president right within a own bunker. Now that Venezuela they deal with drugs where they affect the country as a unit. So that's not the excuse where they give. So it tells you if they as a wonderful state as they are, Venezuela will also be how equipped they are. The left don't America go, then go take the president back, fly with her. When the one the way go they self not reach 20, then go do that. They tell you say if na Salone want, we very easy for get, so, Melvin, but we are still putting strategies in place for make sure so we get proper monitoring.
El Chapo, where finally it is now in prison, able for dig the ground from Mexico to inside United States. When you look at how Sierra Leone porous, according to waiting Sierra Leoneans they look at, you feel say then go ever able forget this Omar Sheriff or Jolly Boss now we country?
Your question, you question it gets undercurrent, wherein even international UNODC, you can only minimize drug trafficking. You cannot entirely eradicate it because it is metamorphosing. If you look at the recent report now, the drug traffickers that they even use drone, then they use different methods. But what is the problem? Now, where governments are seen as complicit or in connivance or providing protection for drug lords. El Chapo, he run away, but then catch him back. Why? Because the government is serious in going after them. Not only El Chapo, you get so many other people. And again, you talk about Venezuela. Let's talk about Venezuela. That's my fear. If that kind of scandal here they continue, sometimes where the studio are some of the government officials and can't catch there. It's sad to say, but that is what I'm seeing for the future. Because the world is perceiving us that we get people there where they join and with the bad people there. Being security. Two categories of people. Powerful people and rich people. If this situation continue for degenerate, then I know my president should not be and will never be part of it. But we'll get to official level and we can catch. We have an insight into that. There is a report where say they don't miss like they can stute.
Correct. That's the question I want to ask.
They say they don't miss and tute. How they miss, how they don't miss her. Although they said they not show we any video that we can do the operation. We said for challenge on that, but government officials and all the members say they for challenge on that. But if this continues and it becomes clearer that people in power and people of will get money, then they aid and abet this. So I'm about the leader of the family then can't catch and go. As we see on the news, say they don't go catch certain government official na Sierra Leone is on trial na some international some foreign country. Is that what we want? No. So when you use the example of Nicolas Maduro, if we get that kind of situation in Sierra Leone, it will be the biggest disgrace, not only for Africa, but for the country and for we as people. So please, let's not go there.
All right, Melvin, you in your submission, you say there was an intent. And we see say this video come up from a page where not the First Lady in page. Now, because of this video or this live session, we image don't become so dirty. You say, if at all, that video not been go out or that live stream not for being come out, that man for me, they are up till now, they're not able to see him. In a case like that, do you think the First Lady should be reprimanded or exonerated?
Not to me, Marida. If a man not seeing an issue, now a man for serious issue because the man not only Marida is the president of Sierra Leone. And if he feels that is nothing, he left to them. And then conscience. Who am I to be a judge over Israel? Not to me, not to me, Marida.
All right, me. Only will ask you that question. Should she be exonerated or put to book for waiting happen where we country day in shambles now?
In a situation like that, we got to look at the cyber law and see whether if you go live waiting at the crime associated with your live coverage, and if you live cover waiting not supposed for cover, waiting at the limit and line way, then they go look at until we get then definition and they clear, then people will still continue for get right for go live. But one thing we me the right they say, just like I make example of Venezuela in America, the Dutch are a very powerful country when it comes to security, and I strongly believe say if they get an insight, say that man there look where it's alone small, they will come pull and can go. But now allegation, and until that allegation is proven, it continues to be allegation. So like what they say, no amount of media warranting or social media talks could not deviate government in putting the stratas together that we want to see that Sierra Leone becomes a country where we all they admire for live, and we live there peacefully as we name called Freetown, where we not get any intimidation. Like where we rightly talk about the church. Now the place down the way president they go because I'm home where that modalities where Melvin they talk so it minimized because now that they see president they go and shake picking their all hand. So they tell you the kind camaraderie way they express when he go now home. So if on that situation then they don't prop up to a coverage where don't happen, all we try for say now for continue for ask the one the way they go live, not to for this no more now because like what I say, for instance, Kadiu gets a young problem through that. Just because you don't in light corner, they say if this happen, me go do this.
Kadiu was not live.
He got that problem and they. So all anything and they.
It was recorded.
Now then recording then they cause the problem because at the end of the day, speciality not there for able to come and know what should be released and what should not be released. So until we get to the level and they, even for Sierra Leone, the problem we get in Sierra Leone, we they propagate bad news more than good news. For instance, where are they as honorable? I post video them of tangible development they will do. It go surprise you for no some video them up to now over 5 years. Now 3 view they get, some now 13 view they get. But just remember, if na be bad thing I post for myself, how done they for them take salon media. So it tells you even though people are crying for development, they're not ready for disseminate development for let people aware. Look, president don't go up in bridge. Just after that bridge you open one, you check now if nobody in a poster again because it's not interesting to them. But look, drugs issue for more ketchup. 30 days I no more at the topic what they talk about. This is what we have to be moving on because the people already report about Sierra Leone now.
We don't just leave it because it is still the
real
we.
Yes, but at the end of the day,
we still get the problem.
At the end of the day, if
flow.
Then they talk I left to then they let we rebrand with country by bringing what is good for Sierra Leone out there. because them back now they continue the reporter. When the reporter they will not take an eye because as far as we know, it continues to be an allegation until proven. So let it be the allegation until they prove up. Let we get with country image with regards to what are we delivering. We've delivered the new correctional center. We've delivered the NATCOM office. We've delivered the bridges. This is what we want to see people sharing out there, so that when you ask even AI go will tell you what is Sierra Leone they deliver, not to just one thing. Everybody forget about that. That's what we want to see.
Melvin, you be one. Okay, go ahead.
Your question is very sensitive. And this is my notes. The First Lady could have been innocent or deliberate with her live stream. And that's why I earlier on say it should have been probed. But instead of we focus that energy day on the First Lady, like Nabadi do, we not so body do. In my estimation, Pastor Monte said the other intention, no, but I don't think that woman will ever want to smear the image of the country, no matter what family issue she might have. However, the same nobody in the church where I want for church. Now the church should be questioned. The church should be questioned. And honorable, you're talking about metadata. Metadata does not disappear. Anything you put now the internet will always remain there. Now make me, it's not easy to see I post me Pekin, I post me web, I post certain things. If you look at my Facebook wall now, I only post my shows or maybe because I know say that data there. I studied computer science before becoming a journalist. I know that it does not go away. And even if now already has somebody, they go with it's called data mining. There is this US politician where he end up for go out of one, I think, senatorial race because of if they don't post something long years. Even with Zoran Mamdani, then try for defamation when it comes to the New York elections because of something we don't post and say, oh, it was xenophobic or things like that. So what was placed on the internet is not the case, but back to your question, the intent. So me not say the Mamidu and deliberate or not so. And if they ever ask a question, but what is missing in this conversation, we've not used facts to debunk be the video or the appearance, which from me, I think is the big elephant in the room.
All right, Melvin, let's ask this question. There are certain countries like Ghana, allegedly, I cannot confirm that, they use some drug money for letting them develop themselves. Other African countries, allegedly, I repeat, then say so. So now we assume, say, this man, they're not being showcased, they're not being come on board, and developments in Ghana, this country, war to. How would you have been, or how you would feel, then can build good roads, schools, hospitals, airports, everything, wind turbine, places, hotels for the nation, then we get more tourists and we they come. If this man not being surfaced, let we assume, if indeed there was ease or we have drugs in our country, you know, if he said that also go benefits the country if it wasn't something we come out.
The cost, the disadvantage of being described and confirmed as a narco state, it outweigh the advantages. Let them come back, build all the hosts then as salon as skyscraper.
If they're not being if they're not being catched and then all then development then happen, how would you have felt?
And with the knowledge that not drug money.
No, without you knowing, we only came to know when he was seen in the church service.
And you still go to you still try for Kevin go to the First Lady. They put the video.
No. It's not about the video now. He only surfaced in the church service, right? But now, if all of these developments be don't come or it come, we not sabi and we not see, we see those development. Like I make mention, Ghana and other African countries allegedly then say they develop themselves through drug money. So if Salon Self will be get this opportunity, they not catch or see this man directly. Not to something we for be proud of.
No, we cannot. Me not will be proud of that. Okay. But let me continue to develop out of drug money because the medical cost of the effects on drug, the security cost, the political cost in 80, let me just come to Africa first. Guinea-Bissau, the attempted coup, where the soldier man, the reason they mount are that the government not do much in the fight against drug, will be described as a failed state. Boku of them seen them IMF, World Bank money, we know get that. Boku of the recognition they will get, boku of the convention. And mind you, we are a signatory to the UNODC, United Nations Office of Drug and Crime. These are protocols and conventions. So if we the buy cocoa, the use drug money, the one in Nigeria where they allege say then they pan drug say they've never for once allowed that impression that Nigeria is being developed as a result of drug money. Not even Colombia. Haiti is a failed state because of drug prevalence. So if as much as we get them skyscraper than they, we not get people for go sell skyscraper than they. In as much as we get them good roads than they, person go waka there because you go to waka, this gang go defect this gang. You are from the West now. You know what it means. Even in New York, there are places wherein gang wars are raged because of drug trafficking, illicit financial flows, and organized crime.
In that case,
there is no development that is substantial based on organized crime.
In that case, waiting will be a solution where you go give out to this government.
I think the government will need to debunk these allegations with facts, if they are facts. We don't need for us to say, not to say B, not to say B. And I think the ACC 1 year, they mentioned the underground economy. You know what's my fear ahead of 2028? Let drug money not fuel campaigns. Because whosoever will emerge as the president then, Sierra Leone will be a cartel nation. We'll not be able to stay here. Pass all manga for the end up for runaway.
Muniru, you go get that as an advice?
Like waiting me go rightly tell the viewers and listeners out there now the fact that the government position very clear. Sierra Leone not going to be a safe haven for any organized crime. So at this time, we remain committed as a government for make sure say we put two principles together, we strengthen with institutions and continue for make sure say the name Sierra Leone, wherever it is mentioned, becomes an admirable place. And we not go sleep until we achieve that. Because under the new direction government, a government way we committed, and wherever facts way somebody need within we possession, we get access to information. We believe say once you go through the rightful and legal processes where you need for obtain them, you go get an access to them. The only thing whilst we do that, we got to be mindful of the public interest immunity for make sure say whatever we get out not get a total effect on the public. And so we go for be mindful of how we shred the information and therefore know which one they go out. But the fact remains, as I end, now for everybody knows say Sierra Leone is not a safe haven for any organized crime. And therefore, whosoever a finger point at, we will get you dealt with according to the law. And you not go get any side for hide, but we go put you in a correctional center and where necessary go expedite you to wherever, then we'll take you for make sure say you face the full force of the law.
All right, the program now Ecko Morning Show. We take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we go ask the question. Opposition members then be decry and request the return of former President Anis Bai Kroma. We want to know these two a lawmaker and a journalist on their own perspective, whether indeed former President Kroma in can one for be something. Wanna stay tuned after this, and we will bring a counsel. Then go come and explain how effective and essential that's for me happen. Wanna stay tuned.
Do you want to enjoy the much needed fiber internet facility for both home, office, and business growth? Then Fastnet Sierra Leone is your answer. Fastnet SL Limited offers you unlimited network with seamless opportunity to surf the internet anyhow with an affordable money to pay for. Our service is fast like a flash and our bandwidth is the best in Sierra Leone. With Fastnet, your internet doubt is over forever. Also with Fastnet, you will love to enjoy the world of digital reality as much as you can. We are service-oriented, customer-friendly, and we are here to give you the best out of the rest. We are located at Madungo Town, opposite Water Street off Congo Cross in Freetown. For more inquiries, you can contact us on 079-834047, 074-982-125. Fastnet, always connected.
Free money, no sonko sonko. Free money, no sonko sonko.
Do you want to enjoy the much needed fiber internet facility for both home, office, and business growth? Then Fastnet Sierra Leone is your answer. Fastnet SL Limited offers you unlimited network with seamless opportunity to surf the internet anyhow with an affordable money to pay for. Our service is fast like a flash, and our bandwidth is the best in Sierra Leone. With Fastnet, your internet doubt is over forever. Also with Fastnet, you will love to enjoy the
All right, welcome back. The program now Ecko Morning Show. Inside the studio, I get Melvin Tijan Mansare, a journalist and a social commentator, and also Honorable Muniru Lansana, the former member of Parliament. It don't take a new face, a new Muniru. We there for discuss issues where they tell around the country. Now, recently, we see on the death of Honorable Mikhailu Mansare, the people when at the All People's Congress supporters been get an open letter where they write to the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone on the return of this gentleman here. But we all know say they don't charge him for cases or crimes against the country, and also a day on medical leave. The question will go ask if indeed the president first and foremost for being allow this thing for make it happen for somebody where they out of the country on medical leave, and also court case we hang nine head. I go start with Honorable as a lawmaker. If this will be something where it will be acceptable, Oniru?
Well, what we need for do now in lawyer then we be apply say the client need for go for medical, now then go for right back to the court and prove say the client don't get a relief way if you go for go sick. Because if you clients go for medical, you go for inform the court equally for say my client will go for medical is now fit and ready to come and face whatever charges will be levied against them. But if that is not done, then I believe say we'll be waiting for that to be done. Now that me go say on that line there.
All right, Melvin, if he say that open letter where Sierra Leone be write to the president, was it in place for somebody where they under court scrutiny on medical leave?
First, to answer your question, let me begin by saying I've been dinner at the mocks yesterday. So I've been wearing black with my red cap. Although then say because I wear red cap, they got me in APC, it does not bother me. And I want to say one small condolences to the Mansari family and the APC. But there is something significant way for spot out, also for the talk the negative. I want to say I'm proud of President Madabio and in West and the government of Sierra Leone for the role where they play. I was, my body be get goosebumps. Where I see the president in West and top government, including the chairman of the SLPP, they were all there signing the book of condolence. I think with kind show of political maturity, so I don't know for the getting kind, that's what they get to. So I want to say kudos to the president, and on EBK in case. EBK in lawyer and the one that really talk for her and this government, they treat you like fool. Now in lawyer two now request say they forgive him my extended medical leave. Now the same lawyer back, now he go right, he say how EBK was forced, which contradicts the argument of whether he was sick. The man sick with Arsenal will Premier League, the holding cup. Well, I was saying it chill. So what is this saying? It exposes inconsistency in the argument on the part of ECOWAS, we say he was on a temporal relocation, over 2 years. He also exposed inconsistency of a lawyer, JFK, with all due respect to a brother, that they are not consistent, but he also exposed the government. Because if this man been sick, and we see always with the CISO, the judiciary of Sierra Leone, they will say, hey, this man I tell you say, oh, well, if I come back. And now we are left with that they can beg say, this is almost nonsense. That they can beg say the man for car. When you watch him in your own condolence message, you never express say one for car first. Hush no more itself. So if the man we get in case, you know, even talk say one for car. What are the one now they can talk say for car?
But if they may allow it, like where the opposition members been go to presidents, although they not tell we whether that particular case come
including
up.
the deputy chairman of SLPP, Honorable Muni in party.
Okay, yes. Incessor been cry say, well, he make a mention say let the man come in telephone interview with Liberty Online Television. It tells you like it can.
Yeah.
If them been grant them, if he say for being can wholeheartedly,
If I will just expose the what do I use nonsense of the whole situation. If I will just expose that, how somebody can be on a medical leave. In fact, the question I asked last one and I'm sure brutally frank, whether Ernest Koroma is still sick. If he was going to be allowed, on what basis? You know well, once we sick, they go burying. Then politicians are for the to like full. When I say the man know well, don't know back the can big say for car attend burying. You don't understand sick man they go burying. It's just not plausible. It's not plausible.
All right, Honorable Muniru, we see the president in one of the second in it say Ernest by Kromana it don't cause all this wahala in this country, and that's if he not behave as a statesman, it will reduce him to behaving as a statesman. If Ernest been calm, and since Ernest left, literally the country has been peaceful, literally to waiting critics they say about her. If he say if Ernest been calm, it will spark another problem during the funeral.
Like I say, this is a different Muniru now. I tell you, say, no matter where they in a court, and the submission way in lawyer then do now that the man go on medical. Now until then come and prove back to the court, say, that man done well and he ready for facing trial. We not go say anything on that. On Minkailu, what they say, we brother in Daiwan when I me Pamansare, we feel the pain because interestingly, we Agwale people and know. Yesterday, I been at the burying together with Honorable Jaria to Rosalind Smith and plenty other people learn from constituency 121 when I be former 103 when I be former is 2 because it go interesting for no say the very constituency where they pass serve now they are serve as a honorable member because now they in come out when they make a minister then the seat where he left now in Badara take him from Badara JK take him from JK Ahmed take him from Ahmed take him. So it tell you say me and him are the same interest we get for make sure say we deliver for the people of constituency 121 when at the client town Kanike Black Hole. Now make him die, we live disturb we peace because we believe say now be a father figure where it was that man where he got an open door policy. And I make if you see the burial yesterday in parliament, we all show up for make sure say we give him that in last respect because he was that unifier. And in fact, when you listen now one by the politician, they will no one problem at all because he believes say, okay, it's about my party. When my party is happy, I'm happy. So we feel that pain day and we want use the opportunity for say Osh to the Mansare family because at this time, not to tell where them they expect, but not where absolutely go for happen. But on the side of we former president, the matter is in court and the lawyers them na the court we don't tell we say them go ask the court for let the court give them permits, let them clients go on medical until they come back and tell the court say the clients done well, the matter will continue. On the statement of the president where you say one thing I go rightly say the president talk him and he do him. He say waiting, if you not behave like a statesman, I will take you to another level. And we see the other level, Usai, where he take him right now the dock for be a waiting. Somebody where they respond to waiting to allegation around them. So that'll tell you say the president not be just talk him out of a lip service, but it was demonstrated in action. Because Naime, just remember a former president standing in that dock to be a what? Somebody answering to allegations that don't show the seriousness of that particular matter day. And I make now in Kawan, meaning they even go that part day because that the very lawyers, JFK and others, that embargo can at the court and tell we say we clients will be asked for sick leave, we will be asked on his behalf, done well because we see now the chill where Arsenal they win cup. And so he's physically fit now to come and face whatever charge or charges where they against them for make sure say we get a peaceful Sierra Leone as we continue to get them.
Can I chip in?
All right. Yes. Lastly.
Quoting the president Bio, it's a big man on respect. That name words they get respect as we can talk ordinarily. However, that allegation where President Bio be make against Ernest by Koroma, that he was fueling and supporting people where they foment trouble in the country. It don't be confirmed by Dr. Sylvia Blyden also against Ernest Koroma that he is supporting anarchists like Adebayo where they optic the alatif. So I am not only in the brief for the president, me not work for president and they work for government, but if President Bio be the suspect and be the alleged that Anes Kroma and they pan yuki business, Dr. Blyden, when a senior APCR, he self-confirmer. So say Anes Kroma be never they talk, say people that they cause people. So that is one. But another thing is the fact that is the fact that the allegation based on what the honorable don't talk now. It means say somebody will lie past somebody. Either the government the lie past Anes Kroma by way of using vendetta against him, or Anes Kroma and the panitin. But what we know foresee is like this case the one mass and say die naturally, and it's a bad precedent because tomorrow Bambai President Bio will left the presidency. We're not going to foresee somebody cook up charges there against her and well I know I use the word an exiler. So the importance of this matter is a political precedent that must be completed. And Eskroma and lawyer there, then people can say, well, this part one car for like and done in case. President Bio and the government, for people tell say, well, this man will say it all well now, and we get sufficient evidence against her for complete this case. If this case not done, it's a very dangerous precedent for political pluralism.
Melvin, lastly, if you feel say President be agree from the claims or the open letter for the former President Kroma camp, if I been spark anything inside that funeral, either support, jubilation, or maybe riots or anything.
It's hypothetical because we don't know if the man ever asked for empathy, asked for let the man car. And from the goodwill shown by President Bio, I don't think President Bio was going to reject that offer. Because if not, it's enough for me to go by the burying. So the question we will ask Anes Kroma and in team and the APC, now that Anes Kroma be ever express interest say one can attend the burying, we don't have any public records to the effect. So let's not jump the gun. That's why they will not reach that bridge date. What if the man know what you do now? In fact, go and listen carefully to Anes Kroma's alleged leaked audio. We may be saying it was the deliberately leaked audio. Listen in some of his statements that we make. Carefully. Then we'll go to understand. Anes Kroma, I have nothing against him. He was never in favor of the agreement of national unity. In your words, and confirm that. So is this a person? Is this... In fact, let me just advance the argument. With all waiting not finished by Anes Kroma, is he qualified to be called a statesman? If you're not a statesman, person you go like you say you are the panku, then you see you chill abroad, you know can't clear your name. Anes Kroma self gets a duty for clear your name. And in Kawan, if I don't add political tension at the country with an unfinished matter, Anes Kroma in Kawan with this case not done, it's not good for APC, it's not good for Sierra Leone, it's not good for SLPP until in case done. Because once he's in this country, APC is going to be manipulated. The way we know the airport of all man, they go pray to Nigeria like Namaka. All man wants the symbol, all they go pray to like Namaka. The man is, honestly, I mean, people like get respect for him, the former president.
Is he a dummy god?
So some people they worship her. Right now, they criticize and say, some man, I will not be surprised if they could so for me. Some people they worship her, and it makes some people actually. And Eskroma change some individual life. And then people are ready for go the extra mile. Imagine. Now some people want to ask before me talk about Anes Kroma. Let's talk why make someone not go the burying.
That's the last question. What be one?
So let me say the spy you know.
Yeah.
Someone not go the burying because what is Anes Kroma talk now in leak audio? He says someone betray. Should he be doing that as a statesman? And they forbid the talk, even if that is the case. Was it right for Anes Kroma for express that agreement on? I be telling. Coach in his word, I will tell and say, as soon as I'm going to table no more, now they all thing they done. Is that how a statesman conducts and comports himself? And Eskroma may get question him. We're not talking about the court case, so socio-politically for answer to Sierra Leoneans.
All right, the program now Ecko Morning Show. It has been a great 2 hours inside the studio with studio guesting, 1.5 hours and then 30 minutes with Kate. Now read few questions, statements. We come in, definitely then go answer. We call it statement questions because it came in. Most of them are questions. I'll start with the first one. Does this case expose weakness in Sierra Leone's border security and law enforcement system? Honorable, stop deceiving yourself. What does this incident say about Sierra Leone's international reputation? What reforms are needed to strengthen the fight against organized crime? How can citizens help authorities combat organized crime about putting themselves at risk? without putting themselves at risk. Another person say, Muniru, you are not honest to yourself and the people of Sierra Leone in a church service. Okay, some are not going to read, they are so personal. Let me leave it like that. And the other person say, complete, okay, that is causing around. Ecko Media, you're stating the other African countries are using drugs money to develop their countries. Is an unethical and unprofessional, even though you use allegedly, is still unethical. Can you point a source where you had such news? You also using Ghana as a case study is so untrue, ma. Such allegations can put media houses in big trouble. Where the statement here is allegedly. We hear it. It's in a gossip. We don't say it as it is. We hear it from bloggers that Ghana airport was whatever it is. The project alone is boosting about the most donor money. Where is our country's money we generated every day at customs, ports, SL, RTA, NACIT, electricity, water, ITC, CTN, etc.? Where is our country's money? The last one I go read, the person say, Catholic, Methodist, Anglican, we all welcome visitors. So I will believe the priest I will believe the priest welcome the visitor. So I believe the priest welcome the visitor in question, and the whole church service needs to be available for clarity. The drug lord was seen partying with the anti-drug agency and the former immigration boss. In every church service, the priest usually asks for visitors to be welcomed by clapping for he or she along standing for everybody to see the visitor. Okay, a lot of text messages came in. Waiting immediately reform on I think say go need for strengthening the border security. So both of them questions here come for Una. Let me start with Honorable before Melvin ends.
Yeah, like where I rightly say, the fact that government committed in this fight, we continue for make sure say we strengthen we laws. Now make if you notice Sierra Leone under the leadership of His Excellency retired but not Brigadier Julius Marabio, he declare a state of emergency on drugs because we want to say we get than they as something way then we back, and in only end that he put an effort where we get holding centers then now where they for make sure say we rehabilitate, we picking them, we brother them, we daddy them, we sister them, where they be affected with them menace they are with drugs they cause on them. So all the effort they are don't be done on our security issues. Government they try for fix more agendas for make sure say we get a clear and stable passport so that not to every jack and jick the kind of obtain them on with immigration area like the airport. We all know. Let me make example to Kelvin.
Okay,
for
quick one. Somebody say, what if the video is AI? What would a European criminal? Why would a European criminal surface in a video? For God's sake. The other person say, well, the same texter is say Melvin is not talking with logic, which is sad as a journalist. It doesn't happen in a Catholic church. Those were the claims. And the person said, drug a scandal. It is an oldest illegal trade in the world. Funny, Sierra Leoneans are politicizing their drug case. Continue.
Yeah, like what they say, with Naimic government, they try for strengthening the institution in day. And me end statement, now that government position clear, Sierra Leone not a safe haven for any organized crime. And at the same time, one thing where we get for know, every allegation has to be investigated, evidence has to guide decision, and accountability get for apply for make sure say we get everything equally done. And government they build on strong institution, we need to work on speculation, and therefore we dey lay the line for get justice for everybody. Just as we chairman they try for get we party rebranded when a chairman Batilo Songa, when are the people's chairman. Now so we dey try for get Sierra Leone rebranded so that everybody where they live within Sierra Leone will be proud citizen for no say yes. When you travel, just the word Sierra Leone around you for give you that kind of hospitality where you need, just as way the hospitality don't be created by the Sierra Leone People's Party under the new leadership of Batilo Songa, for make sure say we get them kind two parallel body then they, the party and that of the government, work hand in glove for make sure say this country becomes an admirable country. Now make if you notice with Vice President the England now for waiting on a civic system for rebrand this country in image, let people know say Sierra Leone get more for offer, not only to Sierra Leoneans but to the world at large. So now make the Vice President he don't move to France now because he don't done England. So now the third and the Vice President they do for tell you say when we talk something we mean them because we name now talk and do, and that's exactly what they portray.
All right, Melvin.
I want to say plenty thank you to Pambulem for the inputs and whatever the show. I can't be a judge in my own cause on that possible talk about logic or illogic, but again, let the public judge. What can we do? I think institutions them for wake up, and government officials and agencies them for present facts. For sure say we guilty or we not guilty. And on the aspect of the video being AI, well, if it's AI, it can also be fact-checked. So you can still fact-check whether it's AI, but the handle way that video they did cannot be dealing with artificial intelligence. Although we don't see one big politician that also don't make AI of in and cough. But I don't think the First Lady can be a party to AI video. Again, I believe in God. I'm not too religious. And I think that church owes the people of Sierra Leone an explanation, even if people feel say the First Lady in video no need a probing. On that note, we as journalists, we get a duty for provide we evidence and do we research well. And I think we will thrive and always will thrive for do we research well and answer the questions, particularly critical questions like the one coming from Madam Elizabeth. And for civil society, I think we can't see a big, and we're not for sit down, posting blackmail or bully. We're all for raise our voices. If we are wrong, we can say so domestically. If we are not, then we should challenge. And I think that is my own posture. So one more, I want to say thank you to Ecko Media for having me here. It has been a very spirited conversation, and I like it like this.
All right, plenty. Thank you to our studio guests. And it has been a fruitful conversation. Well, just like where Honorable Moni will say, when it comes to civil discussion, people don't come. I remember when we did discuss, some man can just come, they like, they even comment or say anything. Sometimes when you engage the page or engage the conversation, that makes us feel like we are doing the thing. Let's just don't be sitting there, you just watch. I see 80, 90 people watching me and they don't say anything. It makes me feel like, then why do you come to the show? Just go elsewhere where you feel like it's a heated conversation. So sometimes with the left hand kind thing, and be sure say.
I think it's because of the backlash. Some man afraid like not giving opinion, another person can counter or can attack her. So I think to your point, people we should be tolerant and liberal in this debate if we want to get more input. If not, some man go watch, again position keep an eye chest, even when maybe some of them position and then they go help the country go before. Indeed. But because then they afraid selling or label APC or SLPP or logical or illogical, they cannot. And that is also
because that exactly the app. It go surprise you for no say someone they even respond to in comping under comment rather than we waiting become the guest the way for response. So someone can rather prefer for all the observation and all in peace.
So, not be tolerant. However, we working there on the media, we want to see comments so that it gives us another way
challenge us.
Challenge us. Replicate or maybe shape we own question inside. So when you come and don't just be like a dummy watcher, you just sit there and look at Elizabeth talking or Melvin or Honorable talking. Be part of the conversation and interact. So the producer of the show, Frances, congratulations and thank you very much. And the studio engineer, David Harding, Esther Marie, and we only camera operator for now, we're not Alfred Pewa. Thank you. And so, we send on a text message. You will not send, be part of the conversation. Tomorrow, we will bring on another good program at Ecko Media. We're there for inform, entertain, and educate. We connect every voice and every voice counts. We dey roll out something, please. We don't pull in newspaper. We don't pull out the online. We are cooking something for you. This is a purely one-sided story. Now, one-man show. They look out, and we dey look out for sponsorship. Anybody we want for sponsor, please, regardless who say you dey. You are open. Call the number 076 946 948. We dey look out for partnership. For we be part of the show. For now, like I said, it's a one-man show, meaning our sole proprietor. We dey look out for expand more so that Sierra Leone, as we dey head into 2028, we go be part of nation development or shaping the system. Me, your name na Elizabeth Kefwe Gembe. Una tata and bye.
Me fambulem na salon. Ecko Media TV don't come for unify, sensitize, and inform salon people. Me fambulem una aduo, una cabo and kusheo. Ecko Media Online TV don't come ya so far we hello. We dey connect every voice and inside where you dey like na home and a brother. Bringing development. Ecko Media, we strive for the best. We unify, sensitize, and inform everyone. Hey, yeah, yeah, yeah.